Before we begin today's video, I want to thank all of you so much for helping the channel hit 50,000 subscribers. I seriously never even imagined the channel getting this far, and somehow here we are. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. So thank you so much for helping us get this far, and let's break the next milestone together. Final Fantasy VII Remake has made one thing quite clear. It has a number of brand new story elements not present in the original game. It's hard to tell whether or not these concepts will pay off, or what exactly they even actually are, but one thing remains clear. They're pretty interesting, and none of these concepts are more mysterious than the Watchmen of Fate. The Watchmen of Fate are these ghost-like entities that are oftentimes confused for the ghost in the train graveyard. Allow me to say this right now. These are absolutely not the train graveyard ghost. These entities, composed of black mist, are seen in locations far outside of the train graveyard, and even appear outside of Tifa's bar, Seventh Heaven. Yoshinori Kitase has briefly talked about them in an interview with Japanese gaming publication Famitsu, only stating that the Watchmen of Fate follow the protagonist around everywhere they go, and that he hopes we enjoy the new story elements. Quite cryptic. The Watchmen of Fate seem to play a key role in the renewed story of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not only have they been shown off in multiple trailers and in different environments and situations, they're also depicted in the key artwork swirling around Sephiroth, while Midgar itself appears to be in flames. Metaphorically, I assume. Considering the association with Sephiroth and the menacing nature it takes against the party, it's thought these entities could be in relation to Genova. As I stated in a previous video, the current working theory for what these things could be is based on the fact that in an earlier version of the game script, the Sephiroth clones were not people, but rather parts of Genova floating in the air, covered by their cloaks. And when looking at these beings, you can sort of still see some of those elements in them. Though the more we dive into some of the footage with the Watchmen of Fate, the more questions arise. For example, in this scene from the E3 2019 trailer, it seems like only Aerith can see them at first, and the moment she touches Cloud, Cloud lets out an audible gasp. His eyes seem to widen as though he sees something he didn't see before. Suddenly, he can see the Watchmen of Fate begin to swirl around them. Although more mysteriously, it seems as though later on everyone else can also see the Watchmen. So did Aerith touch everyone? Sheesh, didn't your parents teach you anything about the dangerous consequences of handholding? In either case, this demonstrates to us that the Watchmen of Fate are something that perhaps not everyone can perceive right away. Not only that, but attempting to fight them in any capacity seems rather futile. Just judging on how the party reacts to them, they seem to have no real defense against them, and we haven't seen any combat sections of fighting them yet, which of course may be spoiler territory for the new content. Though if they're really not able to directly fight them, it makes you wonder, what are these things? Then there's that name, which honestly sounds really corny to me. It makes me somewhat side-eye the concept altogether, the Watchmen of Fate. I don't know, the name just sounds like some kind of really bad suspense movie. But to assess the name, we have Watchmen, which could be synonymous with something like guard or guardians. So then it could be said they're like the Guardians of Fate, which again, super corny. However, this also implies to me that this could be some sort of being fighting on behalf of the planet. If Weapon was created by the planet in a time of danger, then perhaps it could also be possible that the Watchmen of Fate were created for a similar purpose, to help defend the planet. The only flaw with that line of thinking is why would they also be shown aligned with Sephiroth? So it seems like the mystery continues. It's really hard to pinpoint what exactly these Watchmen of Fate are meant to be, though them serving as a new plot element is quite mysterious. The Watchmen of Fate, above all other story changes, worries me the absolute most, from their weird name to their very unclear function within the story. My biggest concern is that ultimately it could come off as padding to the story to fill the expanded narrative. I certainly hope I'm proven utterly wrong on this front. With that said, I'm dying to see the exact function within the story of the Watchmen, so I guess you could say in some capacity it is baiting me back in. With that said, Ultimate Weapons, what do you think of the so-called Watchmen of Fate? What are your thoughts and theories? And does this new story element intrigue you or worry you? Subscribe, click the bell icon, and let me know in the comments below. And if you've been enjoying my content, be sure to check out the Patreon for the Night Sky Prince. Again, thanks to the support of you guys, we were able to reach 50,000 subscribers. And people like Drew Cressman have done an incredible job at directly supporting the channel. Thanks to people like Drew, I can easily see us getting to 100,000 subscribers next. You guys are amazing. Shout out to Drew and the rest of the Ultima community.